to connect to stream. Let's check our Facebook stream.
Stay strong, let's fight for what's right. Tune in, She hurt herself.
No, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
herself.
Can you fix my problem? No, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Show. Get out the fucking car then!
Behind your back. Don't go up there. Your hands behind your back. Put your hands
Okay,
behind your back.
I'm not.
Back.
Oh my god!
Put your hands.
So, yeah, I figured I would just do the thing so that I don't forget how to do the thing. Try to make it a little bit better quality than last week. And it's all dialed in. All the links are sent to you. Okay. All good. Yeah, I figured even if you were busy, I would just hold the space, try to get Susie and Mageso in and let them do the talking. But yeah, if you can make it, that's better. Yeah, no stress. Yeah, it's all dialed in and should be going. We've got a friend who's double checking on the sound quality on all the platforms to make sure that we're recording
Why are you
well.
laughing and smiling?
She hurt herself.
All right, I'm excited. I'll let you go, and I will talk to you at 11:11. Aloha.
Can you fix my problem? No, get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car. Show.
Taser, taser, taser.
with facts and transparency. Tune in, stay strong, let's fight for what's right. Tune in, stay strong.
Taser, taser, taser. Get out the car. Give me a front hauler.
Oh yeah! Now here we call it out with facts and transparency. Tune in, stay strong, let's fight for what's right. Tune in, stay strong, join the fight. MFTV, 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 shining truth to light. MFTV, MFTV, MFTV.
Why are you laughing and smiling?
She hurt herself.
Shining truth to light. MFTV, 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 shining truth to light. MFTV, MFTV.
Can you fix my problem? No, get out the car.
Get out the car.
Oh my God. Get out the car.
out the car.
Shining truth light. MFTV, 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 shining truth to light. MFTV, MFTV, MFTV.
Taser, taser, taser.
MFTV. Oh yeah!
Get out the car.
Okay,
Get out the car.
Get out the fucking car then.
Behind your back. You'll go again. Put your hands behind your back. Put your
I
hands
will,
behind
I
your
will, I
back.
will, please. I'm not
Put your
trying
hands
to. Okay.
behind your back.
Oh my God.
Put your hands.
Well, we Freedom TV, where truth is clear and free. No fear, we call it out with facts and transparency. Tune in, stay strong, let's fight for what's right. Tune in, stay strong.
Taser, taser, taser. Get out the car. Give me a front hauler.
Oh yeah! Now here we call it out with facts and transparency. Tune in, stay strong, let's fight for what's right. Tune in, stay strong, join the fight. MFTV, 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 shining truth to light. MFTV, MFTV, MFTV.
Why are you laughing and smiling?
She hurt herself.
Shining truth to light. MFTV, 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 shining truth to light. MFTV, MFTV.
Can you fix my problem? No, get out the car.
Get out the car.
Oh my God. Get out the car.
Get out the car.
Shining truth light. MFTV, 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 shining truth to light. MFTV, MFTV, MFTV.
Taser, taser, taser.
and transparency. Tune in, stay strong, let's fight for what's right. Tune in, stay
Taser, taser, taser! Get out the car! Give me a front hauler. Get up!
Oh yeah! Now here we call it out with facts and transparency. Tune in, stay strong, let's fight for what's right. Tune in, stay strong, join the fight. MFTV, 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 shining truth the light. MFTV, MFTV, MFTV.
Why are you laughing and smiling?
She hurt herself.
Hey guys, Andrew Aker here with Maui Freedom TV, later expanded to Hawaii Freedom TV. I'm learning how to podcast, so you can see my double back there. That is the real me, not like the fake one that's going around, the fake ones that are going around on Signal, trying to sell you crypto. I will never try to sell you any crypto, but you should probably look into blockchain. That is a recommendation. There is also another fake Facebook account with my name. So I guess I'm doing something right. Maybe, I don't know. Today we will have Kele Akana coming in, but I need to share this talk, this Brave Talk link again. I'm using Brave browser. It is a free browser. All right, new chat link. I need to do this. I need to share so that these guys can get in. Let me share that with Kele. She ran for governor in 2022, nonpartisan. She's Kanaka Maoli, which means real person in the language of Olelo, Hawaii, which to the rest of us means native Hawaiian. She comes from this land. She ran for governor in 2022, nonpartisan. She saw, I think she saw the left and the right as two wings of the same bird. And I mean, that's what I see now. What about you guys? I mean, of course, I am more conservative leaning. I'm not into the woke agenda stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, if you got to choose one side or the other, then, you know, maybe choose the side of truth. And not everyone in the right is standing on truth, but the truth is that the U.S. Constitution guarantees a Republican form of government in every state. We have, oh, by the way, we might also have Megeso Dennis, who ran for mayor on the island of Kauai County. He may be jumping in today. We've got Susie News. You guys should check her out on X and on Instagram, SUSINEWZ. She hopefully will be jumping in just a second. I'm just shooting this link to a few different people. For anybody who saw the intro that I was playing, oh, oops, that should not be showing to the public. Thank you very much. What is happening right now? I got my wrong feed going. Here, let's just do that. You get to look at that guilty officer while I get my podcasting figured out. Jeez Louise. Look at me. Just messing things up. I got a little picture-in-picture thing going on there. We should be able to see when somebody pops into the chat. Boom, let me close that. Go to there. Open my thingy. View full screen. No, we don't need to view full screen. Let's go to settings maybe. Settings. Video, virtual backgrounds. Bum, bum, bum. Moderator. Bum. No, okay. It's still not quite as bumping as Zoom. I wanted to just focus on the guests of the show and not really show me. I guess I could just shut off my camera. There we go. that works well enough. And maybe pop there. And then we can go back here. And it doesn't show anything. Did I lose our screen share? Okay, push that button. Good enough. And then when we get somebody popping in to the chat, then we can do the rest. In the meantime, yeah, we got all these videos. I can organize some of these videos. I mean, they're all here, but they have not all been shared with the public. Where are they? I think they're here. Yes. Okay, so, and these I think are only some of the videos. Some of them might have been too big. But yeah, these are some videos of the evidence of certain corrupt officers within Honolulu Police Department that took it upon themselves to physically batter, assault, attempt to murder maybe. Some people are saying it looks like attempted murder, especially since Kile served the governor of Hawaii as well as the Maui County mayor. She did that with Mageso and I together as part of the Team Humanity lawsuit. We served them for crimes against humanity. 4 days after serving Hawaii Governor Josh Green with crimes against humanity, she gets this life-threatening beatdown from Honolulu PD over some bogus charges. So, yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about it? Let's go to the chat and see. Now I got to figure out how to go to the chat and see. We got a chat going on Facebook, chat going on Instagram. Let's see. YouTube chat. Hey guys, I see a bunch of people have joined on Instagram. Thank you so much. I see some familiar faces. Seeing Ralph, seeing Susie on the Instagram. And guys, if there are any sound issues or anything, can you like ping me right away? Hey there, MMA Menahune. Good to see you. I've seen you up there on Instagram a few times. This is interesting for me, trying to figure out how to do this live stream thing. What's it even look like on Instagram? Is it just vertical? Can you guys see me at all? All right, Susie. Oh, Susie News is SUZINEWZ. That is on Instagram and on X. All right, here we go. We're starting 11:11, guys. Let's see who can pop in. Also, guys, if there's anything that you want to bring up here on this podcast and that you want to talk about, maybe drop it into the chat. I feel kind of like a DJ right now, trying to spin all these different records because I got like the Rumble thing going on. I got the X one going on. Rumble, X, Facebook, Instagram, and I am totally unqualified for this job, so it's looking nar. Okay, the Rumble thing looks like I got a blurry picture-in-picture. Is anybody getting a blurry picture-in-picture image?
I am not seeing your face.
Okay, we got Kele. She is here. She's in. We got an echo going on. I'm going to shut down one of our sound thingies. Let me do Mac OS capture. No. Unlock that thing. Let's first go do our Brave call. Transition over there. Now we're getting full-on blurriness. Kele. All right, I'm popping over to Kele. We're seeing the letter K. You can turn on your video feed if you'd like. I'd like to see if your black eyes are finally gone after like 5 months later. They beat her so hard that she still had black eyes a few days ago when I talked to her. There she is. Kalea Kana ran for governor 2022, nonpartisan. May 5th, 2025, fast forward, gets beat down for not having a social security number and letting the police know that they work for pedophiles and Satanists. Let's break it down.
Let's break it down. You're so candid, Andrew.
Yeah, I try to recap it. I'm getting better at this podcasting thing, maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Kind of fun. You might be surprised on how well you probably will do at this aspect.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, take it away, Killy.
All right, I'm gonna just kind of like talk because I'm on the computer and.
Oh, wait. I just wrecked the sound again.
Uh-oh.
Let me try that. How's that? Sound check, sound check.
Sounds good to me.
Nope, I'm getting an echo. Okay, there we go. Try that one.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, that one sounds pretty darn good.
All right.
So let's stick with that, and I will figure things out on the back end.
Yeah, and then were you able to send the Brave link to Mageso and Carl?
Oh, I need to send the updated one to Carl. I sent it to Susie. Yeah, because I don't know why, but it just, shut down. Oh, do you still need me to email it? I see your message here.
No, I emailed it to myself.
Oh, okay.
All
Here
good.
we go. Here's the new one to Carl. There we go.
Do you want to put the PowerPoint presentation up or the presentation?
Yes, I just want to figure out how to not have this double sound issue going on. Scene transitions, multiple output. So I guess maybe if I just shut down that audio, let's try that. Sound check, sound check. Can you hear me though?
That sounds good.
Okay, and I'm wondering if it's going through on the stream. I got a friend listening in, and I can just pop it open on my phone real quick, but it's got to come to the most updated moment of it. Yeah, I did a whole interview with Representative Elijah Purick, but the only sound that was recorded was his side of it, not mine. So the struggle is real, guys. At least I'm not AI. I'm not AI. Because if I was AI, the sound would probably work better.
I still really enjoy dealing with real people.
Yeah, same here. All right, so let's try to do this.
And the AI definitely says we're winning this case.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me bust out this thing. Are you able to see the background, or you're not? On the Brave, you cannot see it, probably. You'd have to look at the thing or look at the live stream. But I can do... No, I am screen sharing, actually, via Brave. If you do, a tap and a swipe or something, you should be able to see the timeline thingy on your Brave. Are you on computer?
I'm on a computer, not on my phone today.
Okay, yeah. So then you got a bit more screen space to play with. I'm on the Hawaii News Now Joe Logan repository.
Oh boy.
Page.
Yeah, I just don't see. I don't see your screen normal for whatever reason.
Well, because I do have the screen share working on Brave. Show me what I'm sharing. Maybe if I do that, it's easier for you to see. I don't know.
Be unshare and reshare. Maybe because I was.
Oh yeah, that could be it. Yeah, I remember last time it was kind of glitching when I was working with Jen, and yeah, it was I had to go out of the call and come back in even. That's how glitched it was. Okay, so how about now? How now, brown cow? How now? Is it showing it? Whoop. Skippity doo. And otherwise, if you got another device on the side, or you just go to YouTube on your browser on the computer and load the YouTube link there and just mute that tab. I don't know if that's...
Second, I'm sending the link to Mageso and Carl.
Okay, yeah, I did send it to both of them.
Okay. So we're both doing our team job. But we definitely have the quality and capability of talking about it with people. And then if I can still put my video on and screen share from time to time.
Yep.
I actually have the police report documents because
Okay, I do see your screen share here.
You see my screen share?
I see it says Calay's screen, but I'm not able to like see.
How do I turn it off?
Here, let me turn mine off. Oh, maybe because of my. Okay, yeah, it was a weird glitch. It was actually my screen share, but it
Hi,
said
Susie.
Calay's.
Aloha! I finally got the link. Thank you, Kalei.
We'll
So
get
good to
together.
see your
I
faces.
Good to
same
see
here.
you.
Well, we're gonna see your face sooner rather than later, but in person most likely.
Yeah, one of these days I will get that going when the time is right. Definitely.
So we were gonna cover. Andrew's gonna get the presentation up as we've kind of shared for the last few weeks about
Yeah,
the
I've
case.
got your face over the presentation as the background, Calais, in the live stream. But for some reason, when I try to share via Brave, you're not able to see it. Let me try a different type of share on Brave, maybe.
Okay. If not, I'll just keep my screen open and I'm just gonna
Hmm.
actually read verbatim off of reports that the police officers made the day that they violated all my rights, the ones that they think I had, the ones they think I didn't have.
Hmm.
But more importantly, when we're looking at the purported body cam footage, it was a planned attack. And so there's definitely enough evidence of that. But this is their statements. This is the quality of individuals who are writing reports and claiming that people are criminals and assaulted them, and that, a person like me who is sitting in a public park, not driving, and because of expired tags, can be violently attacked without a warrant, enter a vehicle that doesn't belong to them without being in any danger, escalate the situation, and enter the car, yank from both sides, punch me in the face from both sides, taser me all down my, baton me all down my left side, and then taser me to even get me out of the car, which I couldn't even walk, I couldn't even move. So these cases, they're filing claims to go to a social security number and or try to make you be a ward of a state when you're not technically a ward of a state, and they put you in. We are at 5 months now, Andrew, of just corruption in every single capacity, from the Honolulu Police Department not being able to provide us the information that we requested on the UIPA report still till today after charging us money. This is the now purported 100% discovery, which is incomplete from the prosecutor's office, um, because they don't have everything that we requested, and we want everything. And, you know, I don't know what sitting in a park even constitutes a traffic ticket, but the lengths that these officers went to lie to get cash flow issued from the state system is pretty absurd, and it's taken a lot for them to cover up what they've already done. And I haven't even released my videos, what they have put on the court record already, including in open court, claiming that they were ready to go. They really weren't ready to go. And everything the prosecutor is filing is fabricated. And so, even to the officer statements, and to the point where the judge said he's not going to use the exhibits that were sealed in a grand jury indictment that nobody was aware of was happening, to transfer the case from 1337 to 554. So it's very complicated. They're very high profile criminals, and they're used to doing this to a multitude of people at the ministries. As you guys know, the ministry, Queen Iconic Ministries, is designed to end human trafficking. We had a wonderful meeting today, Andrew, with the Kayleen and John.
Okay. From Waters
Uh,
Group?
um, I don't know if it's from Waters Group, but Kayleen, and I know her, and
Yeah, and she's with John, and he runs a thing called Waters,
All right.
WATTRS. It's either TTRS or TRRS. I can't remember which one.
Yeah. And they're fully aware of the trafficking that's happening, and some people are willing to go into battle for the kids, and some people are willing to talk about it and pretend like they're willing to go into battle with the kids while trafficking the kids.
Yeah,
Uh,
right. Let's
and
talk
that
more about that if you don't mind. Like, because this account, Doge in Hawaii, seems to be uncovering a whole lot of that with the NGOs and nonprofits in Hawaii. And I guess it's everywhere, but like, yeah, it seems like if it's a Save the Puppies Foundation, then it's like sacrifice them to Fauci Foundation or something, right? Like, it's always the opposite of what they say they're doing.
Well, and the hardest part is they're all taking the money, the fiat currency. They're all really trafficking people, and they don't know it because they don't understand the commercial law. They don't understand constitutional law. I mean, many people here, we're not taught that, as I wasn't when I was growing up, being born and raised here.
Right?
You- But I know constitutional law more than these police officers,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
know that they claim to swear, they said that they were US citizens. And if they were, then why the hell were they behaving like this to a Hawaiian? I mean, like, literally on here it says, let me scroll down in these, how many pages? It's like 289 pages. This is what they say. They say that offense one, driving without a driver's license,
Hmm.
which they have no video footage of me driving.
Yeah, you weren't driving, you were sitting.
Right.
After they
Uh,
told you to drive it, right? We got that on
offense.
video.
Oh,
Wait.
in
Drive over
traffic
there.
right there, huh?
They don't even have that. They don't have that on video either. But their body cam footage should have been on the whole time, right? And the
Mm.
light should have been red, not
Yeah.
no more one light on over there.
No
You know what I mean?
voyeurism cam, right?
They're definitely voyeurism. Definitely, I can sue for voyeurism. So, offense number two, which you didn't bring against me, is resisting arrest. Offense number three is assault against a law enforcement officer. And it says that my first name, my last name, they didn't listen to me and say, well, I told them my name is Keleakana, but they
Right.
wanted to go to my human traffic name. So the officer says that in some videos. What's her human traffic name? Says my gender. They cross out my date of birth, right? They cross out the address where the offense happened. Um, my gender is female. My age is 45. Juvenile, no. Arrested, yes. Ethnicity, Chinese.
Hmm.
There's a SID number, SSN number that's redacted, FBI number. This is where I found out I have an FBI number I haven't even addressed yet, so that's coming next.
Hmm.
U.S. citizen. I'm not a U.S. citizen because, as I kept telling them on the video, I'm a repatriated Hawaiian national, and I know all of them can't reasonably articulate what the hell that is, but it's not my fault. Employer and school unknown, occupation and a work hours identified by back test results, which they took two and they didn't put anything here. My height is 5'4", my weight is 220 pounds, my build is very heavy. My hairstyle color is straight brown, eye color is brown, complexion medium brown, voice local. This follow-up was submitted to attach the latest intoxilizer test obtained from subject Keleonalani Taylor after transport was made to the central receiving desk CRD on 5/6. So they don't have anything for me in Kapolei. Where was I for 13 hours? Why did they put me? Where's the police report aspect for Kapolei?
Yeah,
And
I
how
was
could
concerned they were gonna do something to you at the hospital, and Joe didn't know where you were, and it's like that was scary.
well the
Like, what
prosecutor
are they
also
gonna
stated
inject you with or whatever, right?
The prosecutor also stated in open court that there was no 911 calls. I tell somebody in the parking lot to go call the cops, and then Pa'aluhi goes, haha, we are the cops. Like he just disgusting. So follow up evidence, no evidence, force use. It says no. It says force was not used on their body cam. Is
Huh.
what it says in the police report. Force use, no. Body
Jeez.
worn camera not issued.
Just straight up lying.
Pursuit, no. So they didn't chase me down. I wasn't driving. I wasn't even in traffic. I wasn't in traffic. Uh, lanterns not dusted. Date and time of dispatch 057 2025 1300 hours. This is from a different police evidence. This is from Officer Tay. Oh, hold on 1 second. Bakir went Jen, Jason, and then they redact all of their police badge ID numbers. And it goes on and it goes on more and more. But just that alone
Hmm.
doesn't sound like the police have a really good story.
Well, and it sounds like they obviously don't understand constitutional law, common law at all, which is, I think, common, with the force, because you're sitting there minding your own business. It's unlawful in a constitutional republic for them to harass a citizen, whether they're sitting in their car, on their car, or anywhere else. And even if they pulled you over with expired tags in a constitutional republic, that's illegal, unlawful, I should say, because those that is all just extortion. It's just an extortionary measure made up by the DMV, HPD departments for profit. And so it's unlawful for them to pull you over for tags, expired tags. With the repeal of the Chevron Act, these three-letter agencies cannot create policies like that any longer and enforce them, or use the force
Well,
to
you know,
enforce
you know
them.
what the policy is? It's called 92F. That is the sunshine bullshit because
Mm-hmm.
going through this, it really made us see, because like going through the custody stuff was different, right? And
Right.
they have a different set of rules in the family courts, which are
Can I
all
interrupt real quick? Calais, is there an
yeah.
account on Instagram I can tag as a collaborator on this? I'm making a reel for this right now.
I think Joe's on
Just
there.
Joe? Joseph?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry, carry on.
So that's the whole part, is like this is a big deal that the civilians in Hawaii cannot request a FOIA request, and they have to get a UIPA request, which puts HPD in the state of Hawaii and the bars. It is all racketeering, right? It's
Mm.
anti-RICO, and
Mm-hmm.
so there's that capacity of the state, right? And the state is in not in where people think the state is in, right? And the state is operating and the state is occupying what what is over here, right? Like that is what the state is doing, and they're using federal funding and private funding to be able to traffic the kids. And they use the judiciary, they use the court system. Like this is bigger than just me getting beat up. The question is why did they come and do that to me? Why did Pa'aluhi say, "Oh, chief, it's done," on his body cam footage? Why did Freya Gaber say, "Hi, Daddy, Danny did it," or whatever, and Daniel Brown turns around and gives like some ostrich, you know, like they took pleasure in beating up and targeting somebody who stands up for the children and stands up for people's freedoms, even if we are buried in this occupation and predominantly by the state,
Mm.
because the governor, none of us are fans of the governor, right? And
Right?
right, none of us, not all of us, it doesn't matter what quote unquote party lines or if you guys are Hawaiian or not Hawaiian, we can all say the same thing. Josh Green is implicated in the stuff that we've been condemning the state about, and the police don't like it, but it's all on camera. I got my camera footage, right? I know you called 911. I know Joe has videos from when the car was stolen at the scene of the crime that they committed, because I wouldn't get out of the car because my life was threatened and I knew it. Why would you get out knowing damn well that they've already attacked other people over there because their communication skills suck and they don't know all of these different laws and they're running around breaking their oaths to the United States Constitution and then plagiarizing reports and lying, and the prosecutor's office is just going along with it. And as far as I'm concerned, with regards to the prosecutor specifically, the one that they have put on the case, she's Antifa and BLM.
Yeah, this is maybe a conflict of interest a little bit, huh?
Dude, they're literally manipulating the court record, and this isn't the first time, as you know, you guys both know. We have screenshot that Carl puts up in Clean House,
Mm.
of them doing this on the June 12th hearing with Judge Yu, and then waited like a month before they put minutes on, and then they put it on wrong, and then it was misinformation, and we're challenging all of this in the court system. So it's not like, you know, and then I just sat down with the Federal Postal Court to report it, and talking to other chain of command about certain things. Like, I do know how to articulate what a repatriated Hawaiian national is inside of the archipelago of Hawaii. I definitely do. And most Americans, they don't know what that is, but do believe now most Americans believe that there is a deep state, that there is a cabal, and that they've been operating for pretty much since before we were born, and that we're all in the same boat when it comes to having to rescue humanity from themselves, because many people are really, really stuck in a psyops and they don't have solutions. They don't have economic solutions, they don't have financial solutions, they don't have any solutions, but they have tyranny. They're tyrant fascist oppressors that have already moved in long before I even came home to Hawaii, right? Before I was born. Now, because people didn't clean up the mess, us freedom fighters are the ones that have to roll it out and talk about it and have solutions. Like, my goal now is to put in 10,000 homes in 2026 and solve the homeless crisis and all of that stuff, and get people, working on the farms so we can have our own food support system, so we're not importing 90% of our foods, right? And people not having a 30-year mortgage.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense that we cannot like feed ourselves. And they want to
Well, we're
make that illegal too, right? You can't grow your own garden. You can't.
Well, and we have to know in Hawaii, the legalese is the cabal language, right? Like, we all have to know it's the human trafficking
Mm.
language. It's tied to the Vatican Church, and the Vatican and the British Crown and Lloyd's of London, and like, saying these things. I mean, speaking up against certain families will get you, not in places that people you thought, because you
Fed to
thought
the
you had freedom of
sharks.
speech. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're dealing with the state government that's operating like a criminal cartel.
yeah, and they are the
They're,
criminal cartel.
and
I
they're
mean,
violating, yeah, they're violating, RICO RICO laws right and left. So you are dealing with a cartel, cartel behavior. And it does go all the way to the top. It goes all the way back to the 13 Venetian families. That this is, and that how long historically this has been going on is something that I think people have a hard time wrapping their heads around. But we're really seeing, the infiltration, at the state county level is just, yeah, it's just something that people, yeah, it's just unbelievable. The infiltration at every level of government, down all the way to the created NGOs for laundering our funds. It's a huge, huge octopus with lots of tentacles.
well, I mean, all of us on this line definitely don't want to support pedophiles being in charge of anything,
Of course
right?
not.
And that's where I'm at. I don't. Nobody in their right mind would say, "Oh yeah, I want to have a pedophile in charge of my government. I want you to be the." That doesn't make sense. What makes sense is there's been a lot of years of Ghislaine Maxwell's and Jeffrey Epstein's, and Hawaii is Epstein Island on steroids.
Yeah, and people just got to admit it, dude. They don't want to admit
Hmm.
it because then you have to do something about it, and then you got to be crazy like the rest of us over here that are doing something about it. Because you got to
Well,
have brass
our
balls,
our
steel
our
balls
move,
for this.
our movement is getting bigger and bigger. You got Gen X, you got Gen Y, everybody in our we've been, tried to be recruited into some of these different things. And I know I don't want to be a part of the club.
Oh heck no! Who would
You know
want
what
to?
I mean? I'm good. I don't
Yeah,
want to be
no
a
thanks.
There are people out there supporting it without any real knowledge of what's going on behind the scenes, and that's the stunning part, is the denial and just the cognitive dissonance. They just can't believe that they're working for an organization, with an organization that is actually doing these things, because they don't see it.
well, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't know how they're a part of it. Like the cops are a part of it, right?
Hmm.
The judiciary over here is a part of it, right? The state courts is definitely a part of it. And then I mean, it's not my fault that the bar association made themselves, like, I was born into this shit.
Yeah, we all were. We
And
all were.
we don't none of us like it. And so, a lot of people, they really don't know where they're at, and so they don't know what laws apply, and then they try to tell you you don't have any rights when they assume that your rights are, you give up something by saying something else. It's pretty ridiculous
Yeah,
how.
and there is a language. There is a
Mm.
language of entrapment, and that's, that's such a difficult thing for the average citizen to navigate around, because it comes the minute you're pulled over, and rightfully they can't pull you over unless you're committing a crime while you're traveling. Unless you're committing a crime, they cannot lawfully pull you over, but they do, and because they're taking orders from their
Right, and
corporation.
their chain of command, because who called the hit that day? You know, I,
Mm.
I'm very fortunate and blessed that I do have people that I can contact, and people look over the information, and and that I'm able to share um, with people, that I do trust about the
Mhm.
information that we have, because like obviously none of us wants it to be used against us, but
Well,
if
I
you
think it's good to
really.
raise awareness about that, because it can awaken other people to start to look at the process. The minute you walk into a courtroom and there's fringe on that flag, you're in trouble.
Yep. The golden
Right.
fringe. Tell us about it, Susie. A lot of people don't know that these symbols have power.
Yeah, it's a captured flag. Let me see if I can pull something up here that I
That
can
little
read.
gold frill that you don't see all the time at every situation, guys. Why do
But
some
they
flags
have it
have a
in the
gold
state of
frill and
Hawaii.
some don't? Now we're going
They
to
have it
That's
in
learn
the
what
right.
state of
Susie
Hawaii
knows.
court.
Because
They
that's
definitely.
maritime law. That's, it's practicing Roman law. It's a maritime admiralty law, which is law of the sea, not law of the land. Where you're a dead entity, and you walk in the court, and this is a vessel. You walk through the gates, and you're, like I said, a dead entity in the court. So they have jurisdiction over you. You have to walk in and announce your sovereignty before you walk in. The fringe indicates a captured courtroom.
Yeah, and the judge was informed, and they didn't care, and they know I've asked certain questions, and they know, like, there's things on the record that they could just go and look up my quote unquote name that they are or not using, right? Because there's
Mm-hmm.
things on top of the record that we put on the record for the Surrey Juricide, the trust, all of that stuff is on the record. So they're very good at manipulating and keeping things, keeping people manipulated and
In fear.
in
Mm.
fear, and then also just racking up all the time in the world. So like my minute is $1,800 a minute in gold and silver. I'll take Bitcoin. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, like, I know they're not going to be able to pay the bill that they're going to owe me, because it's not just the injuries and all of that stuff that we're going to sue them for, but it's definitely just my time, because you've taken me off doing all the things that I can focus on that would solve the problems that the state is not solving intentionally. Where are we going to, when we rescue the kids, more kids, where are we going to keep them? We have to have housing for them. Are we going to give them back to the cops and catch and release with child welfare services? Because we all know child welfare services are fucking
Yeah, they're
traffickers.
dangerous. Yeah, they're part and parcel of the problem.
right? Department of Human Services.
You
Once
really
in a
need
while,
a,
I just want to repeat so it sinks in for people. The Department of Children Protective Services seems to be not only trafficking children in Hawaii, but all around the United States. And I even got a caller from Ireland last time who described pretty much the same victimization that I'm hearing here in Hawaii firsthand from multiple women saying that their children were taken away by the state and given to the abusive or horrible druggy father. Same thing happening in Ireland, same thing happening in Canada. There is a coordinated attack on the nuclear family. Let that sink in. And what are you going to
There
do
totally
about
is.
it, folks?
And I know for a fact because they trafficked my son and daughter from me during COVID because somebody went and just lied and got to the court first. It's not because I went and asked the court for help. It's because the father went to go ask the court for help. And the court allowed the father to leave after I won my appeal. I mean, I spent a lot of money with attorneys. Okay. And when they took my daughter last year, Andrew, out of Hawaii after she ended school and didn't tell anybody, we had to go on a mission and to find her. And we did. And we documented all of that stuff as well. And it's very expensive. The average person loses their kids because it's super expensive and it's heartbreaking to deal with. And then you're dealing with different states. And so the state of Hawaii, the judges in Kapolei Family Court, Rebecca Copeland, transgender child mother, and Elizabeth Pike Harris allowed no sentence for the dad who in court as I deposed them, he totally committed felonies in his but he was already gone in Nevada. And so you traffic my kid. I have a ministries. You know what I mean? Like people don't really understand what it's gonna take to get their kid back once they lose them, even if you're doing all the right things.
Yeah, yeah, it's like any court action. It takes months and months and months, like any of that
Years.
stuff, and then all the while your child is being harmed by the whole thing.
By the whole system. I
Yeah.
mean, my kids didn't want to be with their dad. We wanted a break from what he had done to us when he came back into our lives after 7 years. And he couldn't handle not having control. And then he lied on doc. I mean, that's why inside of the police CRS system, they have Ululani Win as my alias,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Because that's what the biological dad put down as on his police reports. And so the state has a lot to cover up. It's not just, you know, what happened that day. It's that all of these judges, all Josh Green knows I can't stand his Zionist ass. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like I served him the paperwork, which is a a reason why they might go after me. You know what I mean? For the
yeah.
lawsuit. And so whatever way people don't understand yet, but if you're not prepared and you think that you're living in Hawaii right now and you don't make $1 million a year without trafficking kids, okay? Uh, that you're going to be able to live in Hawaii for very much longer while doing the bidding of the state. Everyone should either quit or become a, like Miguel said, become a whistleblower because at the end of the day, nobody can dispute that the state's existence is a de facto entity, and that's the corporate cabal.
absolutely. And there is a larger agenda that's affiliated with all of this. Here, just to put it more, I pulled up a much better sentence that'll say represent it better than I did. When the gold fringe is in a courtroom on a flag, that means the
Sorry, I got an
Constitution
echo
is
going on.
the Constitution is suspended in that courtroom. So you need to move to a higher court or perhaps a land court where law of land exists. But you in that courtroom, your constitutional rights are completely suspended.
Well,
So
yeah, and they
that's
definitely,
unlawful. So they're operating.
they definitely make sure that it's that way. And so we have,
Yeah.
we've already motioned, we've motioned, we've we served them documents with an intent to remove to a higher jurisdiction.
Mhm.
I asked the judge if he could articulate what a repatriated Hawaiian national is. I know that the state has no real way of dealing with us. I know that there is another way of dealing with them in a military level as well,
Mhm.
right? And so, but that's what it is. How can you say that you're a U.S. citizen, you swear an oath to the United States Constitution, and then you don't apply United States Constitution when you go and you arrest people?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're taking what kind of oath they're taking. I haven't seen the oath that they're giving.
Since 1972, they're quote unquote, they haven't really signed one. But
Mhm.
then I'm hearing since 2018, they're all signing New World Order oaths. And then technically, any oath from the state of Hawaii is, you know,
It's fake anyway, because the
So
state
they're
is fake, and so is the
to be
governor,
forced to
right?
sure.
well,
To be
they're all
forced to
operating as
sure.
foreign agents, is what they're doing. They're occupying the land. They're operating as foreign agents. So their very presence in the lawful system here is unlawful in itself.
Right?
Right,
And you can
Very
see it
right.
in
outright
the banking
presence.
system. If anybody looks into that, guys, look into the banking and the real estate.
Well,
Okay?
go to U.S. Public Joint Use Resolution 103-1150. That's your guys' own public law, right, as American citizens. And if you read that and you read the confession by Bill Clinton, who is a known pedophile on Epstein's Island,
Mm-hmm.
he signs the 103-150 with a group of people in Hawaii from the state. Now, I'm a Kanaka Maoli. I am not a native Hawaiian in the context of the verbiage, but when you read that, it's a confession of
Mm-hmm.
war crimes. It's not, it's a confession of war crimes without a resolution.
Calais,
And
do you mind
so,
turning your camera back on? Just for viewers' sake?
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, we get more views and people hear your story more when they can see your face. I'm going to
Oh, okay,
shut off
okay.
my ugly face now. There we go.
Andrew.
No, so like if people just start to read the information that we're putting out there and we're
Mm-hmm.
sharing, they
Yeah.
can go find the receipts themselves. I had to do it when I came home. I didn't I found out about Hawaii's history after I came back in 2018. Like when I tried to buy a house in Bitcoin, I did things that nobody thought a person could do. And then I thought I was retiring at 38. And then when I came home, I found out what it is to be Kanaka Maoli, or for I had to work backwards, what it is to be Hawaiian, what it is to be
Mm.
Kanaka Maoli, Kanaka Iwi, and then really like I have no doubt that they're targeting us at all because we're supposed to be extinct.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only way you can really steal an entire country. And I mean, it's happened historically many times. So for history, like with the Greeks, the Romans, the da da da, like it's happening right
Right,
now
but
too.
none of them have a public apology.
Yeah,
None
right.
of them have a confession. So that's
Oh, I
really,
wasn't
really
justifying it, saying that that was okay. I'm just saying, yeah, it does happen, guys, and it's provable. Like it's clear to see exactly the same tactics are being used.
Well, that's part of the globalist agenda. Break up the families, erase the local culture,
Mm.
so it becomes a complete wash, and
Erase the
then
language,
yeah,
property
and
rights,
create
or
create
property
the
deeds.
plethora of social services, so people are dependent on the government for handouts. Take away their
Yeah,
rights to
because people
fish, their
don't
right
really
to.
understand Hawaii is already fascist and socialism. Like people
Mm-hmm.
don't understand that 134 years of foreign occupation will do that to you, especially when they let other people come in from other foreign countries. We have so many Japanese, Filipino, Chinese, Koreans, right, Americans. We have a bunch of varieties of different people that come here that to me, I think that a lot of them are under the impression that when they seek to be a U.S. citizen and they're on this land, on this aina, that when they get their visas and all of that stuff is approved, that they're actually legal. I technically don't believe that Mazie Hirono is legal. So, like,
Mm.
that would be an ICE call,
She was
right?
born in
Like,
Japan, right?
right. And a lot of these senators, again, if you go back to U.S. Public Law or Joint Resolution 103-150, that's really where we can look at the most recent pedophile war crimes that the people who are still alive today, like all of us know about Bill Clinton. You know
Like,
what I
wasn't there
mean?
like a
Yeah.
Congress lady who was shown that like she's not even American and she married her brother?
Oh, Ilhan Omar.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That's her name,
Ilhan
yeah.
Omar.
Yeah.
So I mean, how many more of those are there actually? Like
Well,
this whole
there's
like
a lot more
Muslims
than people.
taking over, and I've met a lot of Muslims, very great people. Most of them are not radical. The ones that I've met, at least, I haven't met any radicals. But like, yeah, there is this Muslim Brotherhood thing doing stuff. Like
Yeah.
what
And there's
these?
a number with dual citizenships too.
Mm,
Right. And like I don't have dual citizenship, I have dual nationalism because I have a DNA
mm.
bloodline from America and DNA bloodline from
Well,
Hawaii
and
and
citizen
workplace.
means chattel, right? Or property. If you look in Black's Law Dictionary back far enough, right?
Right.
So, like, and the older stuff is what actually has more clout. I think. I mean, I'm still learning this law stuff, but yeah, I mean, I
Well,
don't
and
want to be
I
defined
think
as
moving
property. I'm a
forward,
national, right?
not operating
Right.
on a language of Kabbalism is what's going to be best for us. Like, you
Mm,
know, there's a lot of things that have been pre-set up that, a lot of people use, but then like what you're talking about with the NGOs and stuff like that, it's like which part is it? And so like if we start to clean up our own backyards, if we start to take out the pedophiles in our own backyards, right? No matter where we live, that's going to create safety and prosperity for the people who are still alive.
mm.
And the future generations of children, we shouldn't leave it up to them to handle when we know it's freaking happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because it gets swept under the rug, it's hard enough to like wake people up to see what's actually happening. Because there's so much happening, and like people just are not updated, right? Like you got to stay on
Oh,
the cutting edge of
they're
technology.
working for the cabal.
Well, and
Mm,
their psyop as well, because the
Technically, they're
media
working for the cabal.
the media keeps them in a perpetual state of cognitive dissonance, and
mm.
brainwash, so that they're completely confused at this point. Which end is up?
Yeah, and
You
I'm
know.
one of them, by the way, because even like the psyop within the psyop, the matrix within the matrix thing is real, you know? Like, we have to question everything, right? Like, is this information I'm receiving even legit? Like, how do I weight it, right? Like,
Yeah, vetting your information is paramount these days.
and
To
yeah,
But
how
make
you
can
know,
that
any
there's
one
no
person have
excuse
that time?
anymore, Andrew. There's honestly no excuse anymore. We all have 24 hours in a day.
Mm,
If we genuinely wanna, if people individually, they say the power is in the people, but the power is not in the masses of weak people. It's obvious. The science has proven that,
true
right?
that.
It's
Yeah, that is true. Provably. Yeah, it's a few people who get stuff done, and everybody else seems to follow along.
right, but there has to be people who are going to go get it done, which is why we're so appealing because we're speaking out against stuff and then we have solutions for it and we happen to be the political rivalry. But then no one can tell me that I wasn't human trafficked with my birth certificate here in an occupied territory, archipelago, whatever the case may be.
Well, we're all trafficked. We're all chattel, with our birth
Right?
certificates and our social security numbers, and we're the trading that they do of us on Wall
Yeah.
Street.
Oh,
We're
and
all
if you try to assert your truth, then they will beat you and tase you. If
Mhm.
you're like, no, I'm not your
And threaten
property, I'm
your
not a ward of the
family.
state, well, we're going to
You know,
beat you until you agree.
right. I'm going to beat you until you agree to put your hands in handcuffs so that we can drag you out of the car because we know you can't walk. Uh,
You were too
Well,
fat and Chinese to be
it's
able to walk,
it's to
apparently.
project fear. Yeah,
They
don't.
said she
but no,
was
it's
Chinese.
officer safety because in the totality of circumstances, the only thing that I was threatening them was to sue them in their personal capabilities and their servant capabilities.
Right.
So that was really offensive. That I I should never have a right to say that.
Yeah, you guys work for pedophiles. You're part of the system. I think they resembled that, and so they resented it.
Yeah, they sure did. He's like, well, that's your opinion. It's like, no, bro, that's the law, the rules of the law. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot be here with one weapon, one taser. Like, you're only here because you're committing war crimes.
Yeah, and they're not even law enforcement, they are policy enforcers. They
Yes.
don't even know the
Well,
difference between
so
policy, police, and law enforcement.
And then they don't even know their own policies, because if they did them and they knew them, then I wouldn't have a fake police report right here. I wouldn't, we would have all the body cam footage, 100% of it, like we requested. We would have all the dash cam footage. We would have all the 911 police. We asked for a lot of things, because if we are going to go to court, then we have a right to have all the information, not get, oh, well, we have enough to put you away based on what we believe. But you know what? You had an ex parte meeting and you was underneath the judge's desk and you was falling out your hair. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? And so, like, it's hard for people to battle it, because it's super confusing,
Well, and
right?
it's made that way on purpose, and there are layers and layers. What did you describe it as? Like tentacles. But now I'm seeing it's like these overlapping layers. Doge in
Oh, yeah.
Hawaii is making these infographics that show how, like, we got these NGOs that are doing this stuff, and then these ones that are doing this, and it's like this Venn diagram of just like this dome, this firmament, multiple firmament domes that we have to break through in order to take back the power and put it in the hands of the people.
Yeah, and I think what makes it difficult is there are some, to be fair, some well-intentioned police officers that went in to protect the community and to serve the community, but unfortunately, they are given their own curriculum, and the curriculum is, you know, the propaganda that it is, and they are only taught what the HPD wants them to learn. And
Well,
so
and
everything
Calais
else
has
they
some
have to find
details
outside.
actually on how long they get their training and what that's about. Calais, sorry to interrupt, Susie, but do you want to maybe share, like, what does the training program look like? Do you remember that info that you found?
Well, I know that Nani Peterson is another one that requested it at a town hall that still hasn't gotten it to date. But from what I understand from another person that pulled the FOIA request, they only get 1 hour a year in training, and that's all they need on U.S. constitutional law and state constitutional rules. What? And so, and then they don't have anything on repatriation, Hawaiian Kingdom, Hawaiian National, Hawaiian State National. You guys all know all of these factions are here.
Right.
But that's what's so freaking crazy about it is they wait till they bring you to the courtroom where they have all the, the people working for them. You got to go through metal detectors, you got to go through the court, and then they have sheriffs over there, pretend sheriffs, because none of those are real either. And then,
if you repeat a lie long enough, it starts to become the truth, right?
I mean, and here's the truth. The real truth is, yeah, it becomes the truth because you guys keep repeating it and you guys keep on living it. And so if your guys' combined will believes the lie, then yeah, we're gonna have a little bit.
That 100 monkeys thing applies to humans, babies. Whatever we all believe hard enough tends to become true, right? If you believe the police have that much power over your life, then they will. But I believe a lot stronger than you, the opposite. I believe the opposite a lot stronger.
I wasn't trying to get out of my car and my rights were already being violated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were already harassing you, right? You weren't looking for a beat down.
They were asking me for a social security number. Yeah. There's no light signaling a pullover. None of that. And they knew it was a company car.
Yeah, give me your social security number.
Well, that's what I asked the standby counsel, because they just want to pass you around and they want you to give all the information that they're asking of you. So I asked the standby counsel people, right, from the prosecutor, the public defender's office. They have another
pretender.
Yeah, and so, and so he wanted these informations that I didn't ask, and so I asked him to provide his ID, his FARA documents, his oath of office, all of these things, and he said, "We're not going to provide that to you." So I'm like,
well, then you have no business in that job. GTFO, please. Yeah, because, you got to be transparent, guys. No more pretending to help people. No more trafficking people into your system. No more abusing and singling out single moms. No. It's ending, and we're ending it. On that, I'm going to go grab some coffee. I'll let you guys keep going. Give me a second. I'll be back.
That I'm going to get some coffee. I know it's a warm day out here too, Susie, but, it is what it is. Those videos got 3 minutes total, got like almost 200,000 views already. And,
That's
you know,
fantastic. That's really, you're on a great mission for waking people up and sharing it. It's difficult. I know it's sensitive too because you don't want it to affect the outcome of your hearing. But it's what you're doing is a tremendous public service because it will get people to wake up. There was one thing I wanted to mention to you that I was a little bit concerned about, and I love Carl. I think he's the greatest. But I know he put a post about, better get your safety check and your registration up to level. And to me, I would rather see people not do that. A little bit of civil disobedience goes a long way because it's not required in a constitutional republic. It's like I said, it's extortion. It's another part of policy making and having the HPD enforce that, for money.
I think he
Um,
was being
I know, probably
facetious.
facetious. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think he was being facetious because
yeah.
you know how many people have contacted us and said, go down here or here. Or there's, even people, the stuff that they're saying, like, oh, I can hear the pigs tasering her like bacon. And, a lot of people, you're seeing the psychology of people who don't know their rights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
things that they're saying,
Yeah.
and they still don't even know the full story, but they want to get involved, and it's really exposing a lot of people for who they are here, just like Kai and Eric Ryan, and and what they're doing. And there's someone from, I wonder if she's representing her whole coalition for the comments that she's making against Carl. And I wonder how
No, Carl's done an incredible service. I'm just, my only concern was people would follow that as advice. And the whole point is that we need to, and we've talked about this before, I think, at least Andrew and I have, about printing a card or something where people can hand to a police, with the statutes on there and the statements that why you cannot pull a person over first unless they're committing an awful a crime behind the wheel.
No, but what they're doing is
It's
they're using
harassment.
their CRS reporting system,
Mm-hmm.
which is predominantly falsified information, including
Mm-hmm.
me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're targeting people while they're driving on the road. They're trying to find out if people have warrants so they can keep sticking them, right? Even though they're not technically, like you're saying, they're not violating or breaking the law, they're not harming people, they're not committing,
Right.
crimes. But this is how petty the officers are, which is why they need three men to beat up one woman who's sitting down in a car, right? And have five total. I think they were all
That was
guilty
horrific. That was a horrific
because
act, and I think that's going to really set a lot of policy change down the road. You stick to your, stick to your guns because I just, it's horrible that you were put in this position. Horrible. You were,
you're super right. We don't have. It doesn't matter if you're American or Hawaiian. You have a right to travel in your country without having to get a state
without being
license.
harassed. Yeah, without being in fear. Every time you see red lights behind you, being in fear, like, what are they going to do to me? That's not what the police should be representing. They should be representing, oh, I can call the police when I'm having a horrible domestic situation or someone's attacking me on the street, and they'll be right there, and they're protecting. Their job is to protect and serve the citizens. They are to serve us, not to act as, as the strong arm of the government.
Well, and Pa'aluhi says that, oh yeah, it's Hawaiian kind things. You know what I mean? It's just like, dude, Pa'aluhi, Akana, Taylor, Pa'aluhi sounds the most Hawaiian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you have a Hawaiian, a local whose family is probably tied to the land in some capacities,
Mm-hmm.
acting like the colonizer and
Mm-hmm.
doing things to his own people and making it seem like I'm the problem when I'm sitting in a $150,000 company car doing mission work. And they all held the flyer. So either they knew who I was or didn't know who I was. And then they still proceeded to attack me for expired tags.
Yeah, and that's totally unlawful. That's completely unlawful what they did.
And then they don't even bring the resisting arrest against me. They bring driving without a driver's license and then they bring attacking assaulting a police officer in the first degree. Self-defense is not something that the state doesn't believe in self-defense.
They've muddied the law. They've watered it down so bad they don't even know how to use it correctly themselves. They're just weaponizing it against the people, but they don't even really know what they're doing. They made a tremendous amount of mistakes just on your arrest alone.
The arrest was so bad. I mean, you don't have flashing blue lights. You don't activate your body cam footage. You tamper with evidence. Your police reports aren't honest. You don't have a warrant for my arrest before you enter the car. Right? You take the car, you take the Bitcoin storage wallets in the car. You don't have a Form 48. They never did an inventory on the Mercedes.
Yeah, that was to me. It looks like it was a targeted attack. Basically, is what it looks like.
But yeah, people can walk away from the state. They just have to start learning different things and realizing that the state is the cabal. The state is it's foreign and domestic cabal, and so
it's acting like a foreign agent on domestic soil.
Right,
which is
which the military can come in under FM 27-10 in a declaration state of war, which we are in a declared state of war, no matter what people think,
And the military has a job to protect the citizens if their own local government is acting against them.
Right,
which is what's happening.
We have ICE as a solution. We have FBI as a solution now. I'm never going to trust the CIA. Okay, never. That's all Israel shit that and for anybody who, I'm just not into it because Hawaii, the state is Israel, and the Hawaiians and the other civilians that are here, their misguided information is literally the Palestinians. So, yes, we are in an occupation. And so there is a methodology by their own laws that they have to, and, they also have to, military people also swore to the Constitution of their country.
Yeah, and I think what the Crown did is they did a really effective job at pitting the United States as the occupier when the United States itself was occupied. And
and they used
the
exactly
puppet corporation.
Well, that's what they used, right? After 1871, and it went bankrupt, and then, to me, that's how I don't blame I believe the U.S. military was used for a lot of foreign people's fucking wars.
Well, there was the military-industrial complex, which was born out of the CIA. They're a rogue agency, and they didn't operate under any presidential oversight. And they became so powerful, they became their own entity. So even the CIA couldn't control them anymore. And until the alliance and the Trump administration came together, working together behind the scenes to take control of that and clean out the CIA, this is what we've been subject to. So a lot of people in the islands are very bitter about the military. They feel terribly abused by the military for a lot of really good reasons. But it wasn't the current military that you see now, except for some residual, officers that are still in there that are getting weeded, flushed out slowly, and people still kind of rising to the surface as deep state players. And there's plenty of infiltration in the military too, certainly because they're constantly arresting people and removing people. And we can see that just in the news and in the DOJ announcements. But the military-industrial complex was a completely separate animal. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused on the islands. They hate the military. But what they were really dealing with was the military-industrial complex, which was really prevalent. I mean, all the radars and the towers. You couldn't even take someone up in Coquet Lookout who was wearing a pacemaker because they were at risk for getting annihilated with all the frequencies coming off those towers. Can you imagine the radiation, the assaults on the people, the assaults on the sea life? I mean, it's just been a constant, the war games, all the, the money exchanged for that. It was two separate entities, and I hope people will be able to make that distinction soon, because we will need the military to take care of a lot of the heavy lifting that we as civilians can't do without civil bloodshed.
Well, and that's why everybody should be reading the FM 27-10 and FM 27-5.
Mm-hmm.
As definitely American citizens or American nationals, because they give you the law of the land in an occupied situation in a way that the people can read it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the military, if they're reading it, then again, like there's no one that's stopping us from reading this stuff. We may not be experts, may not be military officers, may not have served the Obama administration or the Bush administration, but they all also have standard operations of procedures. And
And
so under
it's
those
made so
procedures,
that anyone can understand it. I was in the military. They make it super simple so that everyone can follow.
and that's why I did repatriation, because yes, I did all of these other things too. But repatriation is when military headcount, right? And if I'm going to get reparations, it's going to be because of that, because the military has to help deoccupy Hawaii from people who are not supposed to be here and don't want to be here by seeking asylum correctly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is exactly the problem that they're having with people coming into the borders, which is why I was so against the southern border being open. Not to mention, we know Joe Biden's history with all the kids coming through the X, Y, and Z.
Mm.
And again, I mean, if we go back to this at this most recent administration with Joe Biden, I mean, and then the Democrats in Hawaii. I mean, it's kind of not. I mean,
It's
it's not
very
hard. It's not hard to
multifaceted.
put it's not hard to be a Dogecoin in Hawaii. You know what I mean? If you just go look at 103-150, you look at who voted in the Senate, you look at who was in Congress during that time. Like Joe Biden signed it. Is that not enough information for all of us over here, whether we're from
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii or not, to realize that, just since the 90s, the pedophiles have been running the country? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And people can download the Law of War Manual, Department of Defense Law of War Manual, if they want to get an updated information on there too. It was recently updated, July 2023. It's been updated a few times recently. So, that can help people understand that this is a military operation, and really kind of understand, especially laws of occupation.
Yeah, I'd go to you have chapter 5, chapter 6, and then chapter 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then go read the book from start to back, right?
Yeah.
Because they'll give you all the glossary and civilian. Like, that's why I don't say citizens, we say civilian journalists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're all civilians in this place. And so that's
Mm.
why repatriation was something that, from what I had learned, is the US Navy under President Trump signed it with Colonel Sam.
And I saw
And
the
so,
video, but like, is somebody going to release that? Because I have the document, like, copy as well, the state of war.
yeah, and so I know that I've released it on top of YouTube, but again, like the more that you release, they try to censor you because
Mm.
there's more pathways for people to get free,
Can you
and
send it on the Telegram again, if you
I
don't
think it
mind?
is inside of the archives, inside of that one.
Okay, I'll look back through then.
Yeah. So I definitely have the screenshots. I have the military safeguard documentation. There is such a thing as force majeure. There is such a thing as a TOHI request,
Mm.
right? And so I know that you have the numbers that you need to have, Andrew, to contact. But it's something that I did discuss with. I mean, I will suit up in uniform. You know what I mean? But I don't know if everybody's ready for that. And I'll have my camera crew with me, and because some people just have to get it done and they feel qualified. Others, they're super scared about what could potentially happen. Well, they already tried to kill me. You know what I mean? So I'm more fearful of letting just shit go on and it taking forever for us to complete our missions and rescue the kids and have a sane future ahead of us instead of submitting to the New World Order cabalists that are here.
Yep. Well, we got to keep up the fight. Sorry, I've been kind of spaced out trying to do all like the podcasting DJ stuff at the same time, try to spread this to a few different people. Once we get really good at it, then we can choose some prime time spots rather than like the dead time. Like Wednesday morning is like when nobody's paying attention. They give us some
No,
space
but
to
this
get
is
it
just good
dialed
for us
in.
to practice, right? We know that we
Yeah,
can actually jump on randomly if we wanted to, like breaking news, this, and this. So, like, but right now it was more
yeah.
about consistency, right? So that we could work as a team to get the information out. People know that we are authentic, we are genuine, we are showing people case by case information, we are doing our own research, we are independent thinkers. We also have our own stories to share to the world. And
And
I,
speaking
I
of, people can now follow you on X. Is that right, Kalei?
yeah, I'm under Queen of Aloha.
Queen of Aloha. QueenOfALOHA. Also, full name Kalei Akana, I think, is your ID there, right?
Right.
KELEIAKANA.
Yeah, I just got
Kalei
back on there.
Akana.
I didn't post anything since 2010 because it was just way too political for me when I got my account. I was more of the social butterfly on Facebook. And a lot of
Okay.
people don't know that I was banned off Facebook and shadow banned. So like Joe's audience is like, "Oh my God, she's been posting. Your posts are more radical." And it's like, no, I just think differently and I'm gonna spark conversation, and that's what it's designed to do. And you go do your research, before you come and try to clap back, because I'd sure like you to tell me how the central banking families have worked for a long time and why you're still taking fiat currency as a form of payment for your employment. You know, you better stop it.
Yeah, I mean it is some pretty racy stuff that you talk about, but it's all there's receipts that can back it up. I mean, I've seen it. So, I mean, somebody's got to talk about it.
Well, and we don't genuinely want everybody killed. Like, I
We want to
mean, like,
avoid that. That's why we're talking, right?
right. And if you can get the paper information in front of you or the digital information in front of you, just like right now, we're about to release Zeppelin, which is a free global audience building game, which the advertisers pay the free users, including kids, and then what they earn is not make pretend, right?
Mm.
And that was going to be without having the Echo comp plan, right? And so, like, but we're 1 month out and ain't nobody going to stop us from doing it. And what if we do have a million paid users? What if we do have millions of people earning 25,000 a week? That, and the market's going to keep on going up, and you need an audience, and you need a media channel, and you need it X, Y, and Z, and there's solutions that people don't even know that are out, that's not going to cost them an arm and a leg, so that they can participate in it and then they can win, right?
So what I'm
Change.
hearing is you're not waiting for somebody to make Facebook honest again. You're making your own platform that instead of being a parasite sucking time and energy, people are getting paid to use the platform.
Yeah, because they're all going to be playing different types of games that build certain aspects and verticals that we would have gotten paid anyway. But why don't we just give back more to the community, right? And so the
Sounds
first
groovy
said,
to me.
yeah, I mean, oh my God, I'm suspicious. But again, you when you sign up for free and you don't give any money and you get rewarded from the advertisers, and you can go spend it at where they have a gift
Well, I mean,
card.
Brave Browser does something like that, right? Instead of selling your attention, you get paid when you look at ads. It's only a little bit, but it does pay.
Yeah, and it's something that we were doing way before this. I'm re-releasing certain technologies, um, and everybody's going to be on it, and it's by invitation only. So if you're not a part of, the VIP invitation, you can't just go to the website and sign
Mm.
up. Even though we had it in the Apple Store, and there's the PowerPoint presentation, or right. So it is what it is, and so through that, the ministries is going to pour into more solutions for Hawaii and actually out of Hawaii as well.
And you were
Because
doing ministry work next to your ministry sign when the cops beat you down. Is that correct?
yes, and they all there were signs all the way down the road that you have to come to, and then they all held the flyers of me and Joe inside their hands. they still couldn't get my name right, and they were going to get whatever name they needed from me, even after they beat me. That's how they got it, because they beat it out of me.
Hmm. Yeah, so I mean, when's enough enough? I just saw a
Terrible.
post saying that people are up in arms because there was a fire in Paia yesterday, and the school didn't even get the alert. I got an emergency broadcast thing, but like the school didn't know, and like it caused chaos. I mean, the government's fake, guys. Like,
Well,
when are you gonna
yeah,
do something about it, folks?
what is what is the thing with putting children in harm's way again? I don't understand that. I know it. I saw a video yesterday where a siren went off somewhere on Maui, but at the school, no one had a clue of anything until the flames were upon them, and here we are again going through this trauma. You
I mean,
know,
I thought Josh Green was bringing in smart cities. He couldn't get the alert freaking done right with all the billions of CARES Act money he funneled to his own freaking paycheck.
well,
It's
it just
actually
seems
disgusting.
the endangering of our children to me is a really, this is a point that, I mean, that should be the first consideration of protection. So something is really wrong, something is really rotten about this,
Mm.
because after all this time, it's been what, 2 years, has it been, no,
Yeah,
three
and
years
he won't release the names of all the kids and
and they
stuff,
can't,
and
yeah,
people who are dead. Of
yeah.
course, people who are dead aren't going to be able to talk, you guys. And did you guys use,
Mm.
So and then children out of
helicopters?
school, school teachers having to evacuate them quickly, get them on the buses. Parents are panicking. Terrible reception. Why is there terrible reception where there's a school? Why would there be a reception issue? Why aren't they on Starlink?
It's kind of like
When
the
I moved here,
Utah.
I figured they must do it on purpose because
Well,
like the
it's kind of like
signal
the
is that
Utah
bad.
situation, right?
Exactly. It
Wasn't there
seems that way.
thousands of cameras at Charlie Kirk, the college that he went to go speak at, but they can't really find all the body cam footage, and they're
And there's
providing.
only a few angles of anybody shooting
You
that
know what I
video at
mean? This is
all.
Hmm.
another
Mm.
school situation, and they don't have any real footage, live footage. It's just too suspect.
It
Weird
is. Thank you.
stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. And government, any healthy, transparent, well-intentioned government, they're taking care of their people as first consideration, not interlopers, not outsiders, not foreign interference, not any of what we're dealing with the complete polar opposite on every level, and that's what people need to see because.
Mm.
If we had a good government, we had an honest government, everyone would have a home. Everyone would be taken care of. The gardens would be overflowing. The communities would be abundant in joy and music and laughter and celebration. Everyone would be profiting and prospering. It would be a completely different world. Mom and pop businesses would be thriving, exchanges
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
trade.
have to be the way it is. We can
Well,
change
No,
it.
that's why I came home. Akua told me to come home, and I ran on a certain thing in 2022. I'm gonna run on a certain thing again on 2026. But if I'm already putting up houses, and we can do 10,000 homes in 2026 and get solve problems that the state can't solve with regards to people being able to afford to live here and work. We can bring in seeds, right? We can we don't that's the one thing about me is I know that I'm never taking the money, right? I don't like my ministry is like literally we're just starting to like take funds for the shirts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I was giving them away.
well, you hit the
So
nail on the head, Calais, when you said that you can already start this. You don't have to wait to be elected yet. You can already start all these wonderful community opportunities, and then I mean it's a shoe in, you know what I mean, because a lot of people wait till they get elected before they, well, when I get elected I'll do this, but what are they doing in
Mm.
the meantime? What are
Yeah,
they
do
doing in the
things right
meantime?
now,
Yes,
elected
there
or
are
not.
things that change can be affected with or without that seat will be an incredible enhancement, yes, but what's to stop everyone from starting that now? It's the same ability of being able to show that, yes, I'm not saying this, I'm actually going out and I'm starting this now. Community schools, we're starting this now. Community gardens, we're starting, whatever it is, that's the priority of that specific area, and that is, yeah, that's where we should all begin.
well, that's what's coming on the horizon, and I definitely have to put, the displaced Hawaiians that are everywhere that people seem to act like they're
Yes.
on the beach in a home,
It should be highest priority down, always.
and
Yes, I
so like,
agree.
and then all the extra, then the people who want to be here lawfully, there are ways to set that up and organize it correctly. But at the end of the day, we do need to have our own food sustainability. We do
Yes.
need to figure out how to be independent without having to rely on state funding, because it looks like Josh Green is going to move forward with it being a transgender sanctuary, and then Trump is going to cut off the funding because that's just what's probably going to happen, right? And then they're not going to have enough to pay their employees that once was working 20, 30 years in the schooling system and, and politics and all of that kind of stuff. And then it starts to implode on itself
Well,
because,
yeah, I hate to say it, but the educational system is part of the same tentacles of the same octopus. This is a good time for, we have so many wonderful
homeschool,
educators. Which is wonderful,
homeschool.
and this is the thing, communities can get together and, and I was talking to people about this during COVID because they were like, well, I don't want to send my child to school. I don't want to vaccinate. I don't want to around people that are vaccinated or vice versa. And it's like, call parents in don't you know your community? Do you know your neighborhood? Call other parents. Everybody has a trade or a gift they can offer. Someone's good
And
at
there's
math.
already
Someone's good at
groups all around
storytelling.
Hawaii doing it.
And
And they're
each parent
amazing.
takes maybe one day out of the week and they provide a training with these kids and they do these community schools and each parent puts in their time with whatever gifts, whether it's surfing, whether it's weaving, whether it's farming, whether it's
Oh, you mean
mathematics or
anything
technology.
except for Nazi camp?
Well, and some
Yeah,
of these
exactly.
parents
Community
are like
schools.
Waldorf teachers too, by the way, who left
Yeah.
the system because they don't want to harm children.
And they can put together wonderful community schools for each little community and parents can be an active part of it and the kids are learning real life situations, how to be sustainable, how to take care of your family, how to have
How
a
to
trade.
know your constitutional rights in middle school instead
Yeah.
of in your 30s or when you get
Yeah.
booked for
So,
child support.
I mean, that's all we have to do is people just step outside the matrix and create, and that's how we bring heaven on earth back to the islands and to the rest of the world that fan across the planet is step outside the matrix and get creative, and if it's benevolent and if it's good and everyone benefits, then it's going to fly. It's just people have this bit of Stockholm syndrome. They're afraid to step outside the matrix and do things creatively on their own. And yet they'll be so much better. I mean, the kids are going to be happier. They're going to have freedom. They can run and jump and play. They can have outdoor classrooms. There's just so many wonderful opportunities that they're denied in this enclosed box, cubicle system that they want to impose, and the worker bee mentality that come from the educational system, the state-run, federal-run educational system.
Yeah, they can just start learning from us because we're going to make it readily available, which is why building your own technology and platforms, it mattered. You know what I mean? Because if you didn't, like, I feel like I'm so grateful and thankful that I got involved and started participating in things in the world of technology and blockchain and gamification and all of these different market trends that back in the day were already surpassing what was common, and now it's just re-elevating in itself. And what we're doing socially, it does matter, which is why getting banned off of Facebook, banned off of Instagram, banned off of this, it, I mean, obviously I'm saying something that's, they don't want everybody else to hear.
Yeah, and I think those social medias are going to fall away over time. I think as we move into a quantum technology, there are going to be new medias that are going to form that are going to be light years beyond what we are even dealing with right now. So I think a lot of these are they're going to phase themselves out, by osmosis, just because of how they've operated, and just the
When
exclusion
better
factor.
things become ubiquitous.
And there's a frequency that comes to these too. And that's the other thing is there's, even when you watch certain news, there's a frequency that comes through your set
No joke.
that is meant to hypnotize. It is meant, it's a
Oh
very
yeah,
compelling frequency.
I've seen the patents
MK
for it, the
Ultra.
Google patents.
Yes. So those
Well-
will fall away when we get on, on a better frequency, a better, even Starlink and some of those, they're when we get into the quantum technologies, those frequencies are not going to be allowed to exist. They're going to be cut off. So these will fall away they'll be completely cut off from those being able to even apply to those unless they take a benevolent turn. They will be completely ostracized. So people will slowly wake up. The deprogramming will start, and then
Yeah,
the
what?
mind
Jimmy Kimmel
control.
got his show back, but like, how many people actually watch it?
They're
Jimmy
laughing
Kimmel is
stock.
part of the, well, and it's like this. Hey guys, I'm gonna give don't support Balenciaga, don't support Disneyland and Walt Disney, don't
No,
support
yeah,
the P Diddy, industry of music.
absolutely.
There's a whole new place for us inside of the free markets that we're bringing to you guys, and like that. These are the things like when I'm thinking about a social media and I'm like, okay, I want to protect the kids. I want to make sure I have this technology. I want to make sure I have this technology because we already know they were using Wayfair on Facebook and, you know, YouTube and, in the past, right? Like we know that they were selling kids right through their social media site. And so not everybody thinks about this type of stuff, which is why if you're going to onboard to other people's technology, you might get exposed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
and and so like as we roll out these different things, the games, the social media, the video sharing platform, just know all these technologies have brand recognition and have been tested and they're viral. They're viral. They're not, this is not like, oh, okay, we're going to go talk to 5 people. No, because it's about what you want to share. That's what you get rewarded for. You have the audience building game, the network building game, right? You have skill set building game using mind games that are actually neuroplasticity for your brain so that if you're old, you can rebuild your synapses again. If you're young, you don't have to have smut in your face and you can be rewarded and you can go buy your own freaking pair of shoes, hemp shoes that's inside whatever, your own,
Yeah,
presents for people.
the free market system.
We have arrived to that point in history.
Hmm. Yeah,
Hallelujah.
the whole market system will completely reinvent itself.
So what's happening next with your case, Kile? What's the deal?
Well, there's a couple of more documents we're going to file. We need to have a few more conversations. We have till the 13th to remove it to federal court. Okay, so like we do have the third till the 13th of October, which is the quote unquote now scheduled pre-status trial hearing. The trial is set for October 27th, but we're not really trying to hang out like at this bottom level court. Like we did what we did. We have so much evidence on the record. We have so much on, just of fabrications and procedural errors, that you would think that we were bar licensed attorneys because that's what
Right.
they should know, right?
You learn
But
a lot when you're in the middle of it, don't you?
Well, and you got to learn it, or the attorneys
Yes.
will screw you over because
No,
they just
well,
yep.
not all of
Those
them,
are
but
live.
some of them, most of them.
but everybody should act like right now the state of Hawaii doesn't give everybody access who gets a ticket or gets charged with a crime. They cannot just go onto Ikokua and get their documents. They have to like be approved by a judge if they don't want to have an attorney. And then they give you the runaround, put you on the GEM system. And then that system isn't even as accurate as somebody who pays the $500 annual membership to get access as well. But we both know from both those two types of applications is that they are modifying they're manipulating the record. They took court hearing minutes, they took it off for 2 days, they re-put it in, and it's not the same as what it was on. So that literally on their end, it's technically a mistrial.
Well, they're tampering with evidence. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's totally a mistrial.
So, but what way is it they're gonna let me off? Because they need me staying here because they know I'm gonna go try to find my daughter, right? And the only way that they can keep me here is on that bond for $11,000, which they issue to me for claiming that I assaulted a police officer. Right?
Right.
And you move. What court are you going to be having your hearing in October? What court is that going to be?
Right now it's in Punch Bowl. I think it's Court 37, Judge Kevin Souza's courthouse. I think, Andrew, you filed to be a media person.
Oh shoot! I forgot to do the filing.
Yeah, you might want to go do that. And then the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to request that Kai Larenk is not on it because she is showing bias on Facebook with regards to Carl for whatever reason. because of my case, her and Eric Ryan. So Eric
Yeah,
Ryan
for the
researched that
viewers, like
he's a
Hydra
CIA. He's
News,
a
Anita
CIA.
Lorink, aka Kai, she appears to me to be deep state, CIA, multiple other people that know things around Hawaii seem to feel the same way. But what's going on exactly with what she's doing to Carl Dix of Clean House Hawaii right now?
So she's out there making memes about balls under his neck and defaming his name, calling him like him and her and Eric Ryan
Keep it classy, huh?
released.
Okay.
That's so unprofessional.
They released actually purported body cam footage from my case. So how did they get it? Did they get it from the prosecutor's office? Is Hyra now working with the prosecutors of Hawaii as combatants against me, right?
Hmm.
Um, so she put that out, but they're attacking Shelby because remember, they both are anti-Hawaiian kingdom. Like they don't believe it ever existed. You know, she made comments on Joe's page when we started sharing the story on the Facebook wall that he has. She started, and then I blocked her, and then she appeared on top of my court case. And I was cordial because I don't really know her. I just know what she's done to all of you guys.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, I was
I
stunned
saw the
Whoever
when she
video
made
with
the comment.
Megeso, right? How she attacked Megeso and like,
Well, I was on that, and
what
so
is?
how she attacked
Oh,
McGee,
okay.
so
Yeah.
actually attacking Kurt Favela, which I don't get. I don't agree with shit that Kurt Favela does, but she was saying he was committing treason for helping the kingdom, and you know, both me and Cave,
Hmm. And
right?
she tried that on me on X and this other account called Decine, and Decine like deleted his account after that. And it's like that was her magic bullet to get people to not like recognize what happened historically and get people to wake up.
Right. Well, so that's their thing is I guess they hate Carl and Shelby because Pikachu, you know,
Shelby
Pikachu.
Billionaire.
Yeah, so Pikachu,
That's his
he
last
talks a
name,
lot of shit,
folks.
but he knows a lot of shit that's going down, you know, and a lot of these older kupuna, they haven't really taken him seriously until just recently, and even then, some
Hmm.
they act like what he's saying, they just look him dead in the eye and act like what he's not doing in research wise is enough, right? And but they all
Right.
want free services from him because, and so you know, he has his own frustrations with different things, but you know, he was one of the very first people who saw my video footage, which I haven't submitted to the court yet. I've submitted partial. I didn't want to have to put in all the violent stuff. You know what I mean? If I didn't
Right.
have, but I want 100% of the body cam footage. I want 100%
Yeah,
of the
I think
cam
you're
footage.
entitled to that.
I, I want 100% of the police reports. I want 100% of all of this shit.
For
Okay?
real.
I'm not, I wasn't a homeless person sleeping on the beach that day. Okay? And so, um, there's that part with her, and so they're attacking Shelby and Carl on Carl's Facebook post that you know we've only released 2 video clips. Why did Eric Ryan release a video clip in my court case? And even better, you know, it's manipulated information because my video proves that video is manipulated,
Well, she
right?
discredited herself when she testified as Hawaiian language being a dead language. That she lost it. She lost her
Right.
audience with the Hawaiian people after that. That pretty much did it. You know.
But she's in the courtroom arguing so that this is in public matters of interest with the police. And you know, I shook her hand at the court. She was the only one that was in the courtroom with me because she put her name on as a media person, which I would encourage Shelby and Andrew and even the Libertarian Party, whoever, you know, just go. That's the whole thing is just go get the form and fill it out and let's just see what happens, what they do, because I truly believe the courts have never dealt with a team like this before, and they don't really know because they don't know what we're going to do next because we have so many things that we can do, but that they've been playing this long game for a long time that they got used to, and they're just really not smart enough to bail out before they are really really complicit.
Yeah. They're
Well,
just not
yeah.
used to being challenged by people who can actually expose them.
Well, they're falling all over their own mistakes.
Right, but the public should know about this because if you're going to go to court against a corrupt prosecution and corrupt police and they're the ones that are violating you, how much of a chance do you have if you are not a multimillionaire in Hawaii?
Well, it's a gentleman's club, but once people see
Mm.
that, the best thing is, people are going to have to create their own court. They're going to have a people's court.
Yep.
It's going to have to be created outside the
Our
matrix,
own
and this one.
elections, right? Because
That's
they
right.
they
And so
lied and they're
these
not
courts will
getting
no
out of
longer
there.
have any merit, any standing. So that's
Mm.
part of the process. You do a community schools, you do a people's court, you do a council, a high council, a council of elders. You're bringing it back to a lot of old kingdom laws in a way, by bringing in some of these community based, just differences, and that alone is going to have more standing and more honest and transparency than you have in a captured court system, in a
Well, and I
captured
know how
government.
these guys who, like, after 134 years, suck at managing our INA, and we were specialists at communal land tenure.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh
Like, there's
yes.
a history of us being able to feed our people and our people helping to feed the world in wars we didn't create.
But they can't
And
control you. That's why, because they can't control you if you're self-sustaining, and that was the whole purpose to the nefariousness of their agenda.
yeah, the doles, the provisional government. So it's not
Mhm.
everybody. But again, if you don't, if you, I mean, I learned this history after when I was 38 years old,
Yeah,
right? Like it didn't, I
it never
wasn't,
came through the schools. Yeah.
I was an honor roll student. You know what I mean? I was a great citizen until I came home and retired at 38 on Bitcoin as the Bitcoin queen. And that just, I mean, they're still trying to get 82,000 Bitcoin from me that I don't have because I wasn't the owner of the company. I was just the top team builder. And, I can teach everybody how to be multimillionaires from home in 12 months or less. It's just, can you move as fast as you say you believe you do, you know? And that's all about to happen because there's a different way that people are going to get paid. And there's this payment system. And, people don't have to worry about the governments coming after them because it's all above standard, above par. And but you need people to talk about it, and without people networking and sharing the information like we all have been since I didn't know you guys before 2020.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
All right, I moved home in 2018. I tried to buy a house, a 5.8 million dollar home with Bitcoin. They didn't understand it. Now today 775 Bitcoin is worth a lot more than what the offer was. I would suspect that people will want to follow people who have actually done the do instead of being doo doo, right?
Follow the people who have
Yeah,
done
I
and
want
who
I
do
want to make
instead of
everybody
being doo doo.
lawfully millionaires.
I like
I don't
that.
want if I have 10 billion, why would I go and give the state the money to go manage when I can have my own relationships, my own all kinds of things because of being human and being able to pick up the phone and connect with people or send an email, send a text message. The work of the future is networking and passing information and showing people how to use the stuff that they're getting so it's successful so they don't have a bitter experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you got a lot on your plate if you're going to take the governor's race as well. You're going to have a lot to balance there, aren't you? But I think this court um, hearing that you have coming up is going to be really pivotal. I think
Mm.
it's going to yield a lot of extraordinary insight. So definitely, I wish you so much of the best, and yeah, put all your energy into just really beating them at their own game. It's really horrible that it's had to go this far. It should have been resolved. These officers should have been suspended. After the first day. It's just stunning how so many of them have committed offenses against the people and are allowed to roam free and bully the population, because that is not. And I know there's a lot of honest police officers that cringe at the thought that there are bullies out there that make the whole officer, the men in blue, look so bad. It's a smear
Mm.
on their image, unfortunately, and it pains a lot of people that this has to even exist. When they're protecting and serving, they should be coming and say, "What can I do for you? Is everything all right?" That, instead of the opposite, beating and bullying you. It's just stunning. So a lot of this is going to come to light, and it's going to hopefully wake a lot of people up and bring people into a new paradigm of thinking and operating, and give people the courage, Calais, your own courage, and beating them at this system will give other people the courage to not kowtow to their agendas and their policies as easily, because it is designed to impoverish people and keep them in a low, very low state. And that's, when you think about all the registration fees, you're paying for your car sometimes in some situations here, especially locally, three times over again with registration fees. It's ridiculous.
I mean, what is the electricity cost for you guys where you guys are at? Because we're on three different islands. Do you guys have solar or offsetting
No,
system?
no. Well, we do, but it doesn't trickle down to us.
What is your monthly bill average, Susie?
About 200 something, and it's a small, 2-story um, place, but it's a minimum 200.
And yours,
But
Andrew?
no air conditioning. You understand? We don't use air conditioning here. We
Oh,
don't,
okay.
Yeah, up at the
air conditioning.
farm, we got a few Ohanas connected. So our portion is probably close to 3,000, or sorry, $300 or something like that. I'm guessing. It's hard to break it down because it's between different,
Yeah,
like separate units, or well, connected units.
Okay, so you know in the Eva house that you had come to and stayed at,
hmm,
Yep.
Andrew, our bill there was anywhere between 800 and 1300 a month.
yeah. I've heard that in California,
Yeah,
people
you're
are paying
running AC
exorbitant
hardcore
prices.
there too.
It's really, yeah. It's extortion. It is totally extortion. When
Right?
there is free energy out there, all you'd have to pay is a monthly small maintenance fee, or an annual small maintenance fee, or a quarterly small maintenance fee. There is free energy available, but they keep you trapped with controlling the water, controlling the
Yeah.
grid, all of those things, controlling, just your communications, with the online frequencies, and the corporations that control it, the tech corporations that control it. It's all a system of control.
Yeah, I want that free wireless energy. I want flying vehicles. This is BS, dude. We're kept in this Truman Show, like, fake
Hmm.
world.
Hmm. But
Well,
it's
definitely we have to have a research and development. We have to have housing. We have to have things that people will want to be that's part of being a part of the culture, right? Is you want to be a part of the culture, not be
absolutely.
here and not be a part of the culture of sustainability and, you know, managing the land with love and care and aloha and not corruptivity. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Not to rob and extort the culture. It's anywhere that you live, the host culture should be a culture of reverence. People should honor that, and because that is part of identity, of a people. It's so important. And there's so
So,
many beautiful aspects to a culture, and to erase that is criminal. There's nothing short of criminal.
well, and for everybody, so let's just moving forward in the culture, we're gonna have, the people who is from the land here teach you guys. So I want to clarify with everybody what I understand is that haole is not white person. Okay, malahini is foreigner, and haole is without aloha, which is unconsciously conscious. So it doesn't matter what color you are, you could be unconsciously conscious, right? Especially if you're a malahini not from here, not appreciating the home culture, but
Mm-hmm.
savagely wrecking it so that the state can operate and some of these foreign freakazoids that like to sodomize and rape children and steal wealth from the women and call us gold diggers kind of bullshit. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well,
You
that's
want to
projection is their
Yeah.
game. Projection
Yeah.
is their game.
So the divine feminine is rising, right? And all the cool dudes are gonna hang out with the queens. And we're bringing in
I
some
love your
balance.
gift of gab there, Clay.
Hey, you know what I mean? Don't try to
Yeah.
take my shit. I don't got 82,000 Bitcoin anymore, you guys. And I've never had that wallet. Dover owes me. You think that I haven't been waiting for the Brazilian government to capture Dover and the SEC owe me the most money except for the state. They're going to bankrupt themselves trying to keep me in court until the 27th of Rue 48.
Well, go get them, baby.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's been
But it's
lovely,
true.
lovely spending time with you. I'm going to have to jump off though because I have an appointment, and I've really enjoyed this time with you guys.
Aloha, Susie.
Always. Thanks so much for joining Susie News. Everybody give her a
I
follow
don't
on
think
X
Susie's
and on
Haole
Instagram.
Hawaiian.
Love
She
to
should
you
tell her
all.
aloha.
Yeah, I think I
Blessings
should
and
jump off as
Maui.
well. Kele, thank you so much for
Ashley.
doing what you do and bravely pushing back against these satanic pedophiles.
Our prayers are with you, Calais, every step of the way.
Mahalo, mahalo. Malama pono.
Malama pono.
Aloha nui.
Aloha nui.
Aloha.
Aloha.